everyone, and welcome in or welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notifications. I was reading a few articles on the missing West boys out of California, and there's a new article out with the mom that absolutely broke my heart. And also, they touched on a few details that are new to me. They may not be new to you guys, but it really made me sit back and go, I don't think those boys have ever been to that house on Aspen in California City. With that, guys, let's get into it. I am going to touch on a few new things out on the missing West boys, but I'm not going to touch on full articles. I am going to touch on things that are new to me, so that if you have followed me on the missing West boys, then I do not want to sound like a broken record. So now there is a second $10,000 reward announced for boys reported missing in California City. Another $10,000 reward has been offered Thursday for 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Orrin West, who were reported missing in California City on December 21st, 2020. This is the second reward announced from Rick and Amanda Jones, who operate a few local businesses in town. Their Greenstone Cannabis Dispensary is sponsoring the first $10,000 reward, and Rick's Preferred Towing Shop is sponsoring the second, for a total of $20,000. And I'm pretty sure there is a reward out from the FBI. Guys, you know something? We need to say something. I am also going to touch on a few more points in a few different articles, and how the mother just absolutely breaks my heart. Biological mother. This is a piece of an article out of a full article, and the only part that was kind of new to me and that broke my heart is what the mother says. The biological mother, Ryan Dean. Foul play suspected in case of missing boys. Another thing I find very strange, that you would think that after this time of those little West boys missing, that they would have different pictures. The only pictures I have seen of these boys are these two right here. If you've had these boys for 14 months, where are pictures? Like, yeah, I'm not buying it. In a Tuesday press conference, Police Chief John Walker said, "I do suspect foul play," per the Desert News, adding, "I can't comment on that, whether I think they are alive or not." And I did read this part to you earlier, but there's a part in here that is just completely new to me. "We have not been able to put together how the boys got out of the yard or where they have gone. They didn't get out of the yard. The dogs would have picked it up." He also told reporters that neighbors have not seen Orson or Orrin since the West family moved to California City, located about 100 miles northeast of Los Angeles, in September. The boys were adopted in 2019, according to the reports. Their biological mother, Ryan Dean, tells ABC that she suspects the adoptive parents are involved in their disappearance. They did something. I feel like they did something, and they know something, she says. The West's 4 other children have reportedly been taken into protective custody. And the other 4 children were on vacation the time that the boys went missing. So wait till I hit on the comments, guys. There's just so many different scenarios and people speculating, and I just can't imagine hurting 2 little boys or whatever this case may be. I think we are about to find out sooner or later, because I have a feeling, because of neighbors' CCTVs, that some of the other neighbors are mentioning that they have not put out in the news yet, is because I believe that they're keeping it sealed and they're not going to put any of this out, because I think they know what's going on. They're just not saying anything yet. This article is definitely an interesting article. It's on disappearance of California city boys, places the spotlight on fostering and adoption process. I will attach a link to this article down below in the description, but I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I am just going to touch on this paragraph. Since the 3- and 4-year-old Orson and Orrin West disappeared into the night more than a week ago, their biological mother, Ryan Dean, has come forward, saying she wants custody of her children when they are found. As we have discovered, reuniting families is an arduous process, rivaled only by the lengthy steps in finding the right foster family. So I'm going to touch on a few points in this article where it is authorities execute search warrant with guns drawn at home of missing California boys. So it's the second time the California City Police Department, along with multiple other agencies, executed a search warrant at the residence since the investigation began. Walker confirmed that K-9 units were also deployed into the home multiple times and that the boys sent did not leave the house. The West told ABC News on the 23rd of December 2020 that their other children were on vacation when Orrin and Orson went missing. Isn't that just a coincidence? Authorities knocked on nearly every door in the neighborhood, and none of the neighbors have seen the kids, Walker said. Ever? A reporter asked. No, Walker replied. The family moved into the neighborhood in September. So then it says within a day, their cell phones, their technological devices have been in police custody, along with at least one of their vehicles. Walker was unable to comment on whether the parents took a lie detector test or whether they denied one. The investigation has not led authorities to begin searching through hundreds of miles of desert that surrounds California City, according to Walker, but he adds that the community's search efforts have been tremendous. We absolutely appreciate everything from the community. This whole community is invested in this thing. All right. What do I find weird about that is that they haven't taken the search anywhere away from the house. That tells me that they know that those boys never left that house. Another thing is when I hit on the comments, I got a comment that the biological mom knew the adoptive parents. They both come from Bakerfield. I'm going to show you where the mother lives, well, her area, but I'm not going to dig into the mother, the biological mother, because I think as it is right now, she is going through enough. But I am going to show a few videos of some of the neighbors and what they had to say about the CCTV footage, and I am going to do a side-by-side comparison, the interview of the mother and the interview of the stepmother, because that stepmother might have a little Letitia evil in her. Alright guys, let's get into these videos.
I came in the house, I saw them there, I went in the house, I came back out, I didn't see them now. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside, she was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van, I looked down the street, both directions, it was getting dark, getting cold.
They did something. I feel like they did something and they know something. They did something and I feel my kids is somewhere around here. I can feel it and I feel like they're in the house and I feel like they did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it.
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew.
I am sure that they knew each other. I do not understand why it happened that they were the ones that adopted her children. But if you look, this is Bakersfield, and you've had the West family living in a couple of these locations, and then Ryan is living in this general area too. So that's a very, very close neighborhood. So do they know each other? Did they know each other? Were they friends? I don't know. I guess all of that is going to come out. I did find a family member that is, it's a sad story. So they all lived in this area, and the boys and them 3 months ago, well, the Wests moved out to this area, and when they talk about why they haven't searched beyond the house, look at this terrain. If they thought for 1 minute that those boys got out of that fence and they were around, they would have sent out some search. I mean, you've got the Edwards Air Force Base right here. Yeah. It is, that is vast country. Hot. Alright, let me touch on a few of these neighbors and what they have said regarding seeing the boys and what they were told about the CCTV footage. And then I'm going to show you the family member that I found.
And none of the neighbors have seen these boys at the location, if I'm correct.
No, that's not correct, actually. A couple of neighbors, their cameras have witnessed the boys being here, but they never have witnessed the boys leaving. That would be the correct answer.
But they've really never seen the boys themselves, just on camera.
No, they have not.
And that neighbor says they have never seen the boys. They have only been seen on cameras. Alrighty, let me get into my favorite part, the comments. And we've got Blue West. Was there presents wrapped for these children? I don't know if there were presents wrapped for them particularly, but the mother was wrapping presents when the father went to get wood, and then he came back and the kids 3 and 4 mysteriously vanished into the night. So I'm sure that they can say there's presents for them, considering there's 4 other kids in the house that were on vacation. Cool Beans praying for these babies. I think the chief actually said a lot without saying the words. I agree. Not long after the chief have updated, a second search of the house took place. Those poor babies. I agree, Cool Beans. Like I said earlier in this video, this is why I think that they're not extending the search into the neighborhood, nevertheless a half a block, or into the desert, because I think the chief knows exactly what's going on. But they're not going to say anything. They won't say anything because of the case. Dolly, a damp man, I love how you go over comments. Not many do that. I love the comments, Dolly. Thank you. They did not leave that house. Adopted parents are shady as F. Yeah, okay, he was collecting wood in the field. Give me a break. I wonder how long they have been gone. The neighbors never saw kids. Ask the other kids if they understand. But now, supposedly, from the neighbors, a video, and I'm going to attach his link down below in the description to that video of the neighbors. But I guess they were seen on surveillance camera. I don't know about the 4 other kids and their ages and what they look like, but who knows if they saw them on the surveillance camera. There's a lot of unknown to us, but I think there's a lot known to the police department. Mag, Candy Star did a Spirit Box session about them yesterday. Go check it out. I'm going to check it out. I tried downloading a Spirit Box app one time, but I don't think I wanted to open any doors or the portal to the bad spirits. Blue West, 3 words, lie detector. Well, if the chief is not saying whether they took one or not, but They probably did, and they probably failed. Little kids that age running off in the dark, nah. I shaking my head. Aisha Johnson, I totally agree, especially a 3 and a 4-year-old. One may go, he's not going to get very far, but like I said, they're not going to say, hey, Orrin, let's go sneak out the back gate and go for a walk around the neighborhood. Yeah, at dark time, it's not going to happen. Rachel, bravo. Everyone, please pray for these kids who are missing and that they are okay. God sometimes will answer prayer. God bless everyone who's watching. God bless you too, Rachel. And yes, my prayers and thoughts and everything go out to the little missing West boys. Della Curtis, is there a water source, well, ponds, and creeks? Not in that neighborhood, but when I did my last video, when I went and showed the neighborhood, there's like a park with some water, but the little boys could never walk there. I'm thinking it was either a mile, 2 miles away. It's the desert. I don't think there's too many water sources. Georgia, Argy, Happy New Year. Love from Sydney, Australia. Happy New Year, Georgie. I love you, Australians. When this pandemic is over, I think I'm going to have to take a trip out to Australia. Julie Bean, they need to check where the parents lived before. Yep, they lived in that apartment complex in the same basic area where the biological mother lives. Pamela Hewler, this hurts my heart. 3 and 4-year-olds are amazing. They have their own little personalities. Everything is exciting and new. It is such a fun stage. Why anyone would ever want to stop that joy from occurring makes no sense to me. It really worries me that the new neighbors have never seen the boys. How does the biological mother know who and where the adoptive family are and lives? Was this a relative family adoption? Are bio mom and adoptive dad somewhat related? Well, how long had they had the boys? When was the last time their mother heard? They got the boys in 2019. People are saying that the biological mother is friends with the adoptive parents. I do not think she would be family, maybe to the father's side, but they lived in the same neighborhood in Bakersfield before the adoptive family moved out 3 months ago to the property in Cal City. A girl named Brett. Wait, so no one has seen them since they moved in that house in September? I didn't know that piece of information. I already thought this wasn't going to end well at all, but now that's almost a positive. It breaks my heart. I don't think anyone has actually seen them with their physical eyeballs, but I think they have been seen on neighbors' CCTV footage from what that neighbor said in the video that I just played. Bio mom broke your heart. Oh no, she wasn't there for them in the first place. It takes a lot to lose your kids for a very long time. She wants attention, fame, money. Her family is a joke as well. They couldn't even take them in. It makes me mad too. Wubsy 1026. I'm saying the difference between the bio mom and the adoptive mom's interview. The bio mom broke my heart, yes. Regardless that she's not a good mom and she lost her children for whatever reason that she lost them, I'm not going to judge her for that, and I'm not going to give her any hardship for her missing her babies right now. But at the end of the day, she gave birth to them, she carried them, and you could see that she's hurting, in my opinion. Nick, I wonder if the adopted parents came across unexplained money lately, maybe to buy a house or anything else. I don't know, Nick, but I do know the house that they're living in, they rent. They don't own it, they rent it. Kia Hightower. It was $10,000 from Greenstone and $25,000 from the California City Police, and now it's another $10,000 from the towing company. Audie Hernandez, this is just so very sad. Hope and pray they are found safely. Me Too by a Miracle, Audie, and me too. Leroy Marquise, oh my God. Oh my God, what? Jeffrey Baker. In total, 8 people live in a very small home. None of the kids played outside any time for fresh air, which is too much or normal for parents to bear. The only way to be in control is to drug them up daily, which could have killed them. Small kids, just saying sleep time activities, etc., and so on. That's an interesting perspective on the situation. But you think that they would have overdosed 2 kids? I could see 1. But the 2-kid situation is what makes this case just in your heart know that it's not going to end well. And I don't think the boys have been there at all. Where they never seen. They should go back and start looking where they lived before. This is so scary. This little boy is heartbreaking. Not 2 more monsters, please God. And the thought that if, let's just say the little boys were never seen there and they never were there. I mean, that trip from Bakersfield out to Cal City, that's a lot of empty space, especially going through that little ridge of mountain area. Sassy Scalstar. I had a few Xmas sherbets and don't remember why. I thought the foster mom was more guilty than the dad monkey, but you should check out Crenshaw Incorporated. She knows the birth mom of these boys and has some interesting content regarding them. It seems the foster carers were abusing them for a long time. Poor little boys suffered at the hands and were miserable in their care. I mean, that is just freaking sad. Pathetic. I just don't understand. There's so many people in this world that can't even have children. And these children have 4, adopt 2 more, and then they're abusive. Yeah, I hope if that's the case, the adoptive parents rot in hell. But I'm sure they'll get their ass kicked in prison. They love people that hurt babies. Alright, let's go and get into the aunts of the boys that are missing, because she looks like she's getting ready to punch somebody in the throat. It seems like a lot of the biological family is in the neighborhood. Let's go ahead and listen to the aunt, the missing West boys, because she sounds like she is ready to. Y'all
was supposed to take care of my nephew!
I found this YouTube creator that says right here, foster parent story about what happened to my little cousin Orrin West and Orson West missing toddlers. So Queen Soriel, I subscribed and got all the notifications from her. I do not know if she is the cousin to Orson and Orrin West, but if she is, I am going to tag her. I would like to speak to her because obviously she is at the location where supposedly the little West boys went missing. But my thoughts go out to you, Queen, and I do pray that in a miracle that these little boys are found alive and safe. I am going to add Queen's card on top, so if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe and check out her channel. And then you watch them standing here on this interview and her, just the pacing, the rocking back and forth and back to forth. It's enough to make you dizzy. And somebody commented on Queen's page that the father seems to have that Chris Watt stance, if that's not scary. And guys, I am just going to go ahead and stay on top of any new details that come out. I'm not going to go back and forth like a broken record, but I do pray for a miracle for these West boys, Orson and Orrin, because these neighbors, they know what's up. They are persistent. You get them, Cal City. All right, guys, with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.